Okay. Are we live? Is a good question because I'm not sure. Okay. I think we're live. Okay. Cool, cool. All right, let me just get a couple more things set up here. Hey there, Chocolate Donut. I can add you in just a second. Hold on. Where is the thing to... Ah, there it is. All right, Amber and Mr. J.E. Guys, remember to like and subscribe if you wouldn't mind. And I will put you on the list. So we got Chocolate Donut. Can you guys hear me okay? Hard to hear me. Okay. So let me adjust some stuff here. All right, hold on, Janice and everyone else. Trying to get some. We can't hear you. Okay. Let's see. One second here. Okay, so all right, give me 1 second, guys. I'm closer to the microphone now. So 1 second while I do this. I won't be able to see anything you guys are saying because I'm in a different screen. So let me see if changing that does anything, or does changing it that way do anything? Changing it that way. You guys can probably hear me louder if I'm like this. Okay, let me go back to the other screen. Hey there, Sherry. Okay, hopefully I sound a little bit better. We'll just have to see here. Yes, I am louder. Thank you. Okay, perfect. All right. Still trying to get stuff set up here. So, yeah, just everyone remember to like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And so we had Chocolate Donut. Hey there, Mr. G. Is that how you say it? Yeah, it has been a minute, hasn't it? 1 second, I'm gonna get everyone's names written down here. So we have Chocolate Donut first, and then we have all right, Janice. Hey there, E. How you doing? J. It's usually pronounced that way. Okay, well, leave it to me to mispronounce a name that should be simple. Uh, anyway, okay. 1 second, guys, and we'll get right back to you. So then we have Mr. J, which reminds me of Mr. Mr. J from Batman, Joker, Harley Quinn, all that good stuff. Okay, so then we have Amber. Then we have Janice, Calf. Okay. All right. Then we have Sherry. Then we have. I think that's it. Okay. All right. Let's see what we can do here, everyone. Again, I'm hoping the microphone sounds a lot better. Still messing with it, trying to get it to sound perfect. but also I can project more and get some more energy in there one of these days. Right? It's not going to be today. Okay, so chocolate donut, what is your question? You can hear it more. Awesome. I'm actually going to turn the gain down. Maybe that works better. Maybe you guys can hear me a little bit better now. Still getting used to a lot of the technical stuff. Anyway, so chocolate donut, what was your question? And remember, you guys, whole lot better. Perfect. Okay, so remember, 2024 love reading, please. So let's do this. For like yearly questions, that'll be one of the charging questions. But what we can do, if you're wondering, let's look at the next 2 months and see if there's anything kind of coming up. I'm just going to draw 2 cards for the free questions. You get a lot more detailed answers, a lot more things going on for the paid questions, but you can still do free questions. So let's do that. Hey there, V. All right. You don't expect anything in the next 2 months? So V, if you can like and subscribe for me, I can put you on the list here. You never know. Things can happen in 2 months. Good things, I should say. All right, hold on. Thank you so much, V. My Apple Pencil stopped working, so give me 1 second to get stuff going again here. Oh, okay. It's because the tip is coming loose. Okay. So number 6 is V. Okay. Okay, Gavin's feelings for you. We can do that. We can do that. Let's look at Gavin's feelings for chocolate donut. Sweet. I know how I feel about a chocolate donut. I'm a little hungry, so I could definitely go for a chocolate donut. Or a glazed donut. Or any donut, really. I do not discriminate. Let's do this here. Okay. Here we go. Gavin's feelings. So, hey there, Divine Empress. All right, so Gavin's feelings here. We are going to get. Let's move that down there further. Okay. So here we have 2 cards. Okay, we have the Devil. And the Devil's in reverse, and then we have the Ace of Cups. So it does look like there could be some sort of budding relationship or something that's getting ready to begin, but there could be something in the way, and it could be maybe work-related, addictions, or self-sabotage that's getting in the way, either on your end or on his end. But when I see the Devil card, it's in reverse. It's saying there could be a connection here, but there's something barring that connection. It's kind of blocking it from blossoming into something further. So someone could be busy. Someone could be dizzy. I don't know. I'm just messing around here. But to me, it's looking like it's not quite the time yet. Because the Devil card, to me, it's a card that's like, you don't want to really mess with it. You want this to be upright, but a lot of times, it's up to the other person to move things along. And also, Happy New Year's, Divine Empress. Or it's up to you to move things along. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Not that it won't happen or that it can't happen. It just seems like the timing's off, at least for right now. Okay, so Divine Empress Ari, I'll put you on the list too. So how long I can stay and answer free questions is going to really, it's going to depend on you guys. If I start getting some donations coming in, good times. I can stay on here a hell of a lot longer. But if I'm not getting any donations coming in, there's not really a reason for me to keep going, if that makes sense. I appreciate you guys. I love that you guys watch, but I need to make a little bit of money. So hopefully you guys can understand that. So we want a new beginning. I would say new beginning could be something, but where I'm seeing the devil was in reverse, to me it feels like it's just not the right time. I think even if there was a new beginning, they wouldn't be in the mindset to be going. If that makes any sense. They wouldn't be in the mindset to keep things going. So it just doesn't feel like it's quite the time yet. Okay. All right, so Mr. J, what was your question? You're very welcome, Chocolate Donut. Okay, messages from the higher self. That's a good one. That's always a good one. Okay, so we got messages from the higher self. We move stuff around here. Okay. So, messages from the higher self. Let's look at those. Let's go back to this. Okay. Just going to be shuffling the cards here. Let's see what we can come up with for Mr. J. Okay, so messages from the higher self. Let's do 2 cards, and let's see what we can come up with for you. Okay, 2 cards, and let's do this one. It's taking me a second to see what's actually going on the screen, so sorry if there's some delays here. I think I can actually pop this out. Yes, okay. There we go. Hey, Tomar. 1 second, guys, as I'm getting this ready here. And then I can get my stuff going here. Okay. There we go. Perfect. I've got you on the list, Divine Empress, already. Okay, so let's see what we can come up with here for the full moon blessings from the cards. I have no idea what that means, but okay. I've never heard of a full moon blessing from the cards before, but I don't see any reason why not. Tomar, you seem like a good guy or girl. Not sure. Tomar to me sounds like a male name, but I could totally be off on that. Okay. So, here we go. Let's see what we can come up with here. And you're a girl. Okay, yep, that's my bad. I am so sorry. Your name is Sakshi. Okay. My bad. All right. I am like the whitest person ever. I have no idea how to pronounce names that aren't George or Greg. And you'll notice that there's a lot of G's in George and Greg, and so it's just a little easier for me. But I'm sorry I didn't get your name. But I can put you on the list here. Okay, good. I'm glad it's okay. So let's put you on the list. Let me put you down here. Sakshi. There we go. Then I'm going to put your last name there too. Otherwise, I won't know who you are because it's not out anyway. Okay, higher self message. Let's see what we can get here for Mr. J. So we've got the 3 of coins. That one's in reverse. And then we have the 6 of cups. That one's also in reverse. So if we're looking at these cards here, and we are, because they're right here. If you guys were wondering, these are the cards. So if we're looking at these, 3 of coins in reverse, 6 of cups in reverse. This to me is, if we're looking at messages from the higher self, this is saying that we need to look at possibly doing something with someone, doing something in a group, doing something where we can cooperate. Or maybe just being more open to cooperation from other people, asking people for help, doing something where we can put ourselves in a more vulnerable way to achieve a sense of happiness here. This here is showing 6 of cups in reverse, and then I'm feeling like there could be a reunion of some sort coming up. But that's what I'm seeing here. If I see this, it's like a reunion of some sort. But things going back into a nostalgic way, things working in that nostalgic way. So a lot of times if we're unhappy or things are making us unhappy in life, what we can do is we can actually go back to a simpler time, usually when we were children, and then we can sort of start to make steps to go back to that state. A lot of times when we're children, we sort of just do things and we're not really thinking about it. We're sort of just following what feels natural for us. And so when we can get back into that childlike state, that's going to help us to achieve that sense of being more so. And the higher self is definitely always wanting us to be in that state of alignment and that state of flow. Definitely a reunion. Awesome. Okay, perfect. So that's what I'm seeing, Mr. J. Hopefully that kind of helps here. Just be open more to the possibility of working with others, or the possibility of having others help you. Sometimes it's difficult to be vulnerable. It's difficult to let people in. But ultimately, that's going to be the best thing for us moving forward. Not everyone, very few people are actually out to get us. Sometimes those very few people like to scream really loud, and we would think that those kinds of people are everywhere, but they're just a very, very, very loud minority. Doesn't mean that they're everywhere. They're just loud. Where everyone else is kind of whispering, they sort of scream and shout and let it all out, so to speak. Okay, so Amber, what is your question? Hopefully, Mr. J, that helps you. But let's see what we got for you, Amber. Okay, so Amber says, what are James, the Virgo, thoughts about you, the Capricorn? Oh, we got some earth signs going on. I'm going to look into the crevices here and see what we can find. You guys can interpret that however you want. It's not meant to be dirty, but sometimes that happens. All right, let's look at the James the Virgo and Amber the Capricorn. Let's see what we can find here. Those are some nice shuffles. Those are some good shuffles here. So let's see what we can come up with. I'm thinking we're gonna do one more shuffle. There we go. Oh, look at that. Nice, crispy. Good cards, good cards. Pick a card, any card. What are you guys thinking? You guys thinking one of those ones? It doesn't matter because I'm going to be the one that picks them. So hold on. Hold on. Middling Thomas. If you can like and subscribe for me, guys, if you're not already liked and subscribed, we can go from there. I can put you on the list, though, if you like and subscribe for me, Middling. Never heard a name like that before. And remember, if you guys are wanting more specifics or more details, I require this little thing called money. I need it to live and to survive in this world. But otherwise, I don't. I don't really need it that much other than to live, to survive, to eat. And I think my cats like it too. Not to eat the money, but just to sort of have it so, you know, I can buy them food too. All right. So, what can we come up with here for Amber? We're looking at James. Let's see. We're looking at James the Virgo and the Capricorn. Capricorn. That's always weird to me. Capricorn. Why is there corn? Why is it Capri? I don't. What the hell's a Virgo, right? Virgo's a virgin, but it's like a spicy virgin. At least that's what I've been told. Don't ask me where I get my information because I'm pretty sure it's wrong. Okay, so here we go. We've got the Queen of Swords in reverse. There it is. And then we have the 8 of Coins. Oh, you can't see that, can you? Okay, let's do this. And then we have the 8 of Coins. Yeah. Oh, this messes with me. You guys have no idea how weird it is. The camera is upside down, and so when I move the cards and I think I'm doing it the right way, I'm doing it the wrong way, but beautifully. So it works somewhat. Okay, so Queen of Swords in reverse. Oh, okay. So as I'm feeling that, I'm feeling this kind of feeling of there's a block. There's a block, there's a block, there's a block. Queen of Swords in reverse. It's kind of like a Libra in a lot of ways. And we got, you know how those can be. Don't get me started. No, I'm just kidding. But Libras are interesting because they denote balance. And in this case here, if this is in reverse, there's a lack of balance. And then if I see the 8 of Coins in reverse, it's not in reverse. The other one is, though. So there's a work-life balance. There's something going on here where someone is obsessed with work or someone is doing something to get their mind off of possibly not a relationship. It seems like someone's closed off an opportunity to a relationship or they're making it difficult to reach out. The Queen of Swords can be female, of course, it's a queen, but we also can have the drag Queen of Swords, and that's a different story entirely. These jokes, I'm so sorry. But at the same time, this is what you guys are here for, so again, I'm so sorry. When you see a queen or a king, it can be masculine or feminine. The gender doesn't really matter in this sense here. So you could be the queen, you could be the king. You wonder why he feels like you're the reversed Queen of Swords. So it could be that maybe it's difficult to communicate. It could be that, and I can't really see your picture, Amber, and I don't know if you have RBF, but some of us have RBF, or ERPF, which I feel like sums it up. Just say the word ERPF, and people will get it. So RBF is resting bitch face. Not saying you have it, Amber. I'm just saying sometimes we can be intimidating to people. That could be one of the reasons. And when I see this card, I'm thinking ERPF for sure, right? I guess I am hard to read. And that could be something that's tricky. But 8 of Coins in reverse could also be someone who's kind of obsessed with work. Sorry, this isn't in reverse. This can be someone who is trying to get their life together. They're trying to get things kind of going. I look at this card here. I see this little guy, this kind of little... I sort of see like an Adam Levine kind of person, okay? And he's trying to get his life back together after Maroon 5. We all know they're not going to last forever. And so he's assembling this IKEA furniture brick by brick. And this last piece right here, he's trying to get that one kind of slotted in. It just, again, it's feeling like it's not quite time. I would say there's a possibility for a connection, but it feels like two ships sailing in the night. Sort of like you guys can see each other, you guys can kind of understand each other, but for a further connection to happen at this point in time, it feels like things would have to be forced or rushed in some way. So that's kind of what I'm seeing there. So hopefully that kind of helps to answer that question for you. I'm going to go on to the next one. So Janice, what was your question? What type of feelings does Roberto Gemini have for me, Sagittarius? All right. Now we're dealing with the Roberto Gemini, the rarest kind of Gemini. Roberto. I like that name. When I see the name Roberto, though, for some reason my brain wants to keep continuing the name because it doesn't look like it's over. Roberto looks like a name that can keep going on. Like Roberto Roboto or something, you know. You are welcome, Amber. But then again, that's my brain. My brain works in confusing ways. All right. So, what type of feelings does Roberto have? Let's look. All right, we have the Sun card. And we have the Ace of Wands. Both of these are in reverse. But if I was a... There's something here. Even though these are in reverse, there's still something here. And the Ace of Wands is definitely a very... No other way to put this, it's a very phallic card. Followed by the Sun. So it seems to me there could be some chemistry here. There could be some sexual chemistry here. If you know what I mean. I can't make it any more... I mean, I could try to make it more, like, awkward, but this is about as good as it gets for me. There's chemistry. There's something here. There's something going on. Okay, she knows what I'm... All right, I'm just making sure that you know what I mean. Because you never know in this day and age. Anyway. So, you said... Let me read this again. Gemini and Sagittarius. So lots of fire energy in these cards here. In fact, the Ace of Wands, I would almost consider Major Arcana. It's a lot of energy. Very explosive kind of card. And so it definitely feels like there's something here. But where they're both in reverse, it's that kind of thing again. I feel like there will be a connection. I don't think it's not something that won't happen. Okay, let me reword that because I'm starting to get confused with my own terms. I do think something will happen with this connection. I do. In fact, it looks pretty likely. But where both of these are in reverse, it's not quite the time yet. I know that's been 3 readings. It's kind of been like, it's not the time, it's not the time. This is looking likely. This is looking like there will be something here. But just not quite yet. Just not quite yet. Kind of like maybe Roberto is... I mean, he could be buying a box of chocolates for you right now. And if you're allergic to chocolate... you'll have to let him know when he gets there because he might be a little bit confused. Most men are confused almost 99% of the time, if not 100%. Yeah, it's not the time yet. Completely agree. Okay. And then when I read it's not the time yet, and you said completely agree, I heard twin souls. There's the Gemini. I'm wondering if there could possibly be another connection, but I'm not sure. And don't pay me to look deeper into that. I got a psychic message. That was just something I got. There could be possibly another person. I don't know why I saw twin souls or why I felt twin soul. How would I say that? I didn't see it. I guess that was claircognizance because it just popped in my head. It wasn't a thought that I had, but there was like a twin soul kind of thing. Potential. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next one here. So Sherry, what's your question? Yeah, I'm never going to make it so you guys have to pay for a reading by me, like, twisting the knife and being like, oh, but there's a potential something. Kanishka Rathor, if you can like and subscribe for me, my friend, I'd appreciate it. And then everyone that's watching, enable your bell icon. Like, have all the notifications for the channel be enabled so that every time my sweet little ass goes live, you guys can be right there. Okay, Janice, thank you. You're good. Like I said, you're very welcome. I'm not looking to twist the knife and to try to get money or anything like that. I do like it and I do need it to live, but, you know. Okay, I got your name written down, Kanishka. Hopefully you liked and subscribed. Okay, so do you see me meeting someone new in love for stable long-term relationships soon? Let's do 2 cards and let's take a look here. Thank you, Kanishka. I hope I'm saying that right, or Kanishka. You're very welcome, Janice, and hopefully you can get that good job so you can be swimming in some of that green money gravy stuff. I don't know what I'm saying. Half the times it's nonsense. The other half of the time, it's nonsense that makes sense. So, go figure. No nonsense. All right. So, Do I see you meeting someone new in love for a stable long-term relationship soon? Okay, so we got the King of Cups right here. Okay. Okay, Kanishka, I'll let you know when it's time to ask your question. So just wait until I call you. I've got you written down on the list, but you're down there a little bit. Simone Dunn. How you doing, Simone? Remember to like the video, you guys, if you wouldn't mind. Like and subscribe. I know you're already subscribed. I'm pretty sure, Simone. But I've got you on the list. Just sit back and relax, guys, and I'll get to you. So we have got the King of Cups, and we have got the Eight of Swords in reverse. So the King of Cups means that there could be someone coming in, possibly water signs, so Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces kind of a thing. So if they look like a fish, they're going to be yours. Can you imagine if that's how it worked, if you just looked like a fish? Some people do look like a fish, though. Not going to name any names, but you know who I'm talking about. All right, then we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. You're a Cancer. Okay. This could be that you're ready for a relationship then. If we're looking at you being the Cancer, and hopefully you don't look like a fish, because if so, I'm sorry. But also, you know, some people... I was going to say something weird there, even weirder than what I've been saying. But anyway, Sherry, this is good. It could mean that you're ready to enter into a relationship, but this here gives me reason to pause. Okay, the Eight of Swords in reverse, you're ready for a relationship, but are we ready to really get involved with someone? Like, you're ready for a relationship, but are you ready for what comes with it? Are you ready to, what's that word? Where you compromise. Are you ready to compromise on certain things? Are you ready to take that step? It sounds like you are. And I'm not the one that's going to say if you're ready or if you're not ready. But when I see the Eight of Swords in reverse, this makes me feel like there could be a sense of still some healing that needs to be done, but you're mostly looking like you're ready to start something. And then I heard the word quiet come in, which to me, I don't feel like it's going to be soon, you know? I don't feel like it's going to be really soon. I do feel like it's going to happen, though. This person feels like they're going to be a little bit more emotional or more empathic. But the main thing that you need to realize is that you may be ready for a relationship, but is the other person ready for a relationship? So that's why it's really important for us to kind of understand our goals when it comes to dating, right? We can be ready for a relationship, but the other person, if they're not ready, then we're kind of wasting our time. And so make sure that this person isn't wasting your time. Make sure that this person is going to be someone that is worthy of your time. And a lot of times we will have people come into our lives to show us, sometimes it's to show us what we don't want in a relationship, and other times it's to show us what we do want in a relationship. So let's say we've been in a relationship that was toxic or abusive, okay? That person showed us what we did not want for a future relationship. That's what I mean. Sometimes relationships show us what we don't want, and then we learn what we do want through the opposite. Oh, my brain's not working. These mouth words, though, hopefully they're reaching people. And hello there, Nessa. But hopefully that kind of makes sense. I do feel like it's going to be a minute, though, Sherry. Okay. Let's move on to V. Are you still there? Remember, you guys can... hold on one second. Okay. Yeah, remember you guys can donate to be put ahead of the line. Right, take care of this. Thank you, Sherry. I'll do this for a minute just so we can kind of see this up here. So if you guys are on the list and you want to be bumped up on the list, I go into more detail. and can talk about a lot more of this stuff in more detail, as we talked about. So I just do 2 cards if you guys are not paying. But V, are you there? Okay, Divine Empress, are you there? And we might be going down the list here. All right, Sakshi, are you there? Sakshi Tomar. All right, what is your question? Oop. Hi, I'm from India. Today's a full moon, so I want to know what will, let's see, that I will experience anything good after this full moon. All right, let's see what we can come up with here. All right. Let's see what we can come up with here for you. Let's do... There we go. Go for it, Divine Empress. Yeah, put your question in the chat, because you'll be next after this one. All right, what will be experienced after the full moon? So let's do this. Actually, we could do that. I'll go to more of a full view here in a second, though. Okay. All right, so if we're looking here at the cards, which we are, we've got the 5 of coins in reverse and Judgment also in reverse. Okay, so these are some pretty powerful cards here. If we're looking at this one, because this is the one that came up first, so the 5 of coins in reverse is going to be coming out of a situation where we're feeling a lack of mentality. But even if, okay, and this is where the spiritual part comes in, the Judgment card is a spiritual card, okay? This is a very powerful card, and it usually deals with your calling in life or your purpose, something along those lines. So even if we're feeling like we're being tested, even if we're feeling like things can be bleak or can be difficult at times, always remember that this is for our own best interest, even though it can be difficult, even though it can be hard. And I get what I'm saying can sound cynical or cold or insincere, but a lot of times we learn lessons through life by being uncomfortable, and at those points in times we can take it to heart. That's kind of the whole thing here. And so even if things are difficult, even if things are very, very hard, that doesn't mean that it's not without its rewards, okay? And the reward here is going to be aligning more with our sense of purpose. A lot of times, the people that know how to love the most are the ones that have been hurt the most. A lot of times, the people that know how to live life and have joy are those that have experienced very, very deep sorrow. And so it's really important for us to realize that there can be gifts in sadness. There can be gifts in the discomfort, because that's what I'm seeing here, is that there's valuableness and there's validity in the fact that we struggle and that we are human. And so that's what I'm seeing here. So I think really good things can come about. So don't be thinking that nothing good will come your way. I'm feeling like good things are on their way. And this full moon feels like it's kind of like a quiet power. It doesn't feel like it's this like roaring kind of powerful full moon, but a quietly powerful full moon is something that is still out there. It's still putting out those good vibes. It's still putting out that kind of energy. And then I'm seeing a cat as well, which is interesting. The cat embodies the moon is kind of what I'm seeing. It's like there's this cat, and this cat is playing with the moon. Almost like it's a ball of yarn or something like that, but also the cat embodies the moon. So I don't know if a moon cat or a cat moon or a cat named Luna, or if there's something with the moon and a cat, but there's something I'm seeing here with that. So hopefully that gives you something. There's Sakshi, because it's looking good. I'm seeing it being a good thing. And thank you so much for coming on to the channel here. You have mini cats. Awesome. Love that. I love cats too. They are my favorite. I got 2 of them myself, Yoshi and Trixie. Okay, so Divine Empress says, and you're very welcome, by the way. Will me and the guy on my mind have it? You're very welcome, Sakshi. Will me and the guy on my mind have a future together, or is there someone better personality-wise and even better looking than him, even though he's super good looking? Okay. Let's see here. Hi there, new to the channel. Hello, person's name that is circle.star.circle. Do I just drop my question? Let's wait. I'll put your name down. This is going to be tricky. You can call me Star. Okay, I will call you Star. So I will call you Star, but I will still have to write your name down in the symbols because my brain, I'll be looking for someone named Star in the chat. So I'm going to say Star, and then I'm going to put down the name. Okay. And let me do the circle dot star dot circle. Okay. All right, yeah, you're on the list. If you're wanting to be put up quicker and get a more detailed answer to your question, I do $10, one question for $10, and then there's my Cash App. It's just my first and last name, and we'll see what we can do for you. And if I'm way off the mark, I do give the money back, so let that be known. I'm not going to give you guys a reading, and then you have me on live stream to be like, hey, it's not accurate. And I've given refunds before. It doesn't happen super often, but if I'm way off, which can happen sometimes with the psychics, that's how it goes. Okay, so Divine Empress, will you and the guy in your mind have a future together? Let's take a gander at that. Divine Empress is looking for a very handsome fellow, apparently. The way she's describing him, I don't play for both teams, but I might have to start. No, I haven't done your reading yet. I haven't called your name yet either, so you're good. You're good, Kanishka. Hopefully I'm saying that name right. All right, so let's see what we got here for Divine Empress. Well, me and the guy on my mind have a future together. So I'm just going to do that first part because that's 2 questions. So will you and the guy have a future together? Let's look at that. Will you and the guy on your mind have a future together? All right. The Magician in reverse and the 9 of Swords. I'm going to say no. And I know that seems kind of abrupt and that seems kind of like whatever. This looks like a no to me in every sense of the word. Magician in reverse could be this person could be hiding something from you, or this person could be manipulative in some way. And the 9 of Swords is like anxiety. Like possibly this connection wouldn't be a good connection. That's what I'm seeing here. So I'm going to say keep looking. Okay, keep looking to find your handsome fellow. And yeah, that's what I'm seeing here, though. It's not looking likely. Okay, so now, Mideline Thomas, are you there? I know that one seemed quick, but if it is a very distinct, like, no, I'm just going to say no. Yes, guys, remember to like and subscribe, and I can add you to the list. So, Prisha, okay, Mideline, awesome. Okay, you're still going to be a second, Star, but I'll let you know when it's your turn. And thank you for letting me know you're here. All right, so Middling, what was your question? Okay. And if I do call your name and you guys don't answer right away, but you come back into the chat, your reading is after Middling's reading, Kanishka. We... Okay, will he reconnect with me? Will he come back in my life? Okay. Still, Divine Empress, though. How many people are before you? I think there's about 4 people. Prisha. Never take what I say as anything more than suggestion, everyone, okay? I could be reading the energies and I'm usually spot on, but there are times where I could be reading the energies and something could happen the next day that changes those energies. So take what I'm saying as kind of like a suggestion, or I'm taking that energy and I'm going into the future with it, but not super, super far into the future. So if what I'm saying seems disappointing, it doesn't mean that it's true. And don't get too excited about what I say either. Usually I'm right, but there are times where I'm wrong, and there are times where energy shifts drastically. So always take that into consideration. Okay, no matter who you're dealing with psychic wise, no one's going to be 100% right. And a lot of times there could be a small detail that's missed over, that's skipped over, that could be something. Okay, so just always remember that. If he's toxic, you want the universe to show you how he's toxic. Well, that's a good way to do it. Hey, Ishika. Remember, like and subscribe, guys, and I'll add you on the list. Okay. All right, so Middling, sorry everyone, I'm getting a little distracted. So Middling said, you're curious if your recent ex will be there. Yes, Ishika, I got you added. We'll just have to see what happens, Ari. Hey there, Nancy. Yes, I can add you. It'll be a little bit of a wait, you guys, unless you pay for a reading, in which case you will be the first ones up. And you get more details. And my pen is acting funny. This happens sometimes when I'm doing readings. Electronics like to malfunction. Give me 1 second here. Hold on. Hey there, Shauna J. Yes, if you can subscribe and like for me, I can add you. Okay. Sorry, Middling. Give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. Awesome, Shauna J. I got you on the list. Again, guys, you'll just have to wait a minute, but I will get to everyone. Okay. So, let's see what we can come up with here. You're good. Anyone? Yes. I want you guys to listen to your own compass. I want you guys to listen to yourselves more than me. That's the whole point. You come to a psychic Sometimes it's for entertainment, sometimes it's for other things, but whatever I say, please don't take it as being absolute truth. Please do your own research, look into the situation as much as you can, and try to suss things out for yourself, you know? Okay. Let's do it here. So, Medellin said, will you reconnect? We have the Two of Wands, and we have the Page of Wands. Both of these are in reverse. So when I see both of these right here, I could see there could be a reconnection, but there could also just be this feeling of like you keep missing each other. If there is still time, I can... Yes, Rose, I'll put you on the list. Hold on one second here. Rose Bolin. Okay. Like the name. I think I've seen you on here before. Okay. So, like I said, Two of Wands in reverse, this card right here, this denotes that there can be something here, and there can be energies that are bridging or connecting, but they're not quite connecting yet. This person here is holding, it's almost like they're holding chopsticks. And I'm feeling like there's synergy, there's a connection, but it feels immature. And then I see the Page of Wands also in reverse, and this is also an immature connection. So this person that you're wanting to reconnect with, there could be something blocking them from reconnecting, and it could be maybe not wanting to see your point of view, or just being stubborn in some way. Or likewise, this could also represent you. Again, when there's just two cards, when we're just kind of doing these surface kind of readings, I don't tend to dive too deep, but I'm still going to give you some information here. There is a connection that is possible, but it doesn't look super likely. Just because both of these are in reverse, and both of these in reverse, it feels like there's not enough kind of sticky energy to maintain the connection, at least at this point in time. So that's what I'm seeing here. I would say, if possible, Middling, look onto something else, just because we don't want to get caught up on this could be a situation rather than this is a situation. A lot of times we can get caught up in thinking that this is the only person for us. There's billions of people out there, and yes, it sounds like you've met each other's families. Yes, your name is on the list, Simone. But at this point in time, it's not looking very likely. Doesn't mean it won't happen in the future, but in the immediate future, I'd say for the next few months, I'm not seeing anything. But hopefully I'm wrong, right? I want you guys to be happy, and for you guys to get what you want. Okay. So, Kanishka, can you write your message again? You're welcome, Middling, and thank you for stopping by and for being patient. I appreciate that. Okay, and here are the rates, everybody. Okay, that is donate to get your question answered quickly and with more details. So if you guys paid right now, you would jump to the front of the list. You don't have to wait. I go into more detail, you get more cards. $10 for one question or $17 for two. And there is my Cash App right there. And then there's a little picture of me right there of what my Cash App is. Probably really hard to see, but I put it up there just in case. And if I'm way off, I do give money back, so do not worry about that. I can't do that through super chats. So this is something that I can do where if there is money exchanged, we can do that. Kanishka, are you there? If not, don't worry, because I'll just skip over you and go to another person. Simone, actually, hopefully you're still there. Oh, there's Kanishka. Okay, so I'm going to do Kanishka's question, and then I'm going to do Simone's. Okay, so does let's see. I'm going to call this person BH because I'm sure it's a beautiful name. I just have no idea how to pronounce it. Does BH truly love and miss me? There's after you're coming up here, Star, and about 2 more people. Okay, so does BH truly love and miss me? Let's see, DI, we have future together. Oh, do we have a future together? Is there any chance of us getting married? You're good, Star. I'm not feeling rushed. And even if I would, it's my channel, so I would just ask you to leave. Hate feeling rushed, but you're just fine. Don't worry about that. Okay. Do you have a future? So let me shuffle here, and then let's look at Kanishka's question. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the cards. Okay, so we have the Hermit in reverse. And then we have the King of Swords. Okay, so the Hermit, I'll just turn that face up so you can see it. The Hermit's kind of like this old man with a super bright flashlight or lantern, right? For all you older people, there's a super bright lantern, and he's looking into the woods. So the Hermit card is interesting because this card to me denotes kind of loneliness or coming out of loneliness, and then we have the King of Swords. And so it feels to me like this person, let's see, do they truly love and miss you? Do you have a future together? So when someone truly loves and misses you, they're going to try to make things right and be with you. If that's not the case, then you already know the answer. So in this situation here, I'm hoping that this person, if they are meant to be with you, they will be with you. If they're not meant to be with you, they won't. It's as simple as that. And if someone really wants to be with you, they will try their hardest to make that a possibility or a reality. And they will even do things that are uncomfortable for them to be with you. In this situation here, I'm curious. If I see the Hermit in reverse, it feels to me like there's some vulnerability in this relationship, and maybe one or both of you don't know how to communicate your feelings or thoughts to one another in a way that could be constructive, or where the other person could understand where you're coming from. It feels like there's mismatching communication styles going on here, and a communication style is not, and I'm just going to say this, men will be very, very quiet and not emotionally, they won't talk about their emotions. We don't want that. We don't want that. If that's what's going on here, it's best to find something else. If you feel like you're an emotional person and you want someone else who's also emotional, don't settle for someone who isn't. Okay? I know sometimes we can waste a lot of time with someone, or we can waste time with someone and we can be thinking about our lives together and different things. But a lot of times, things aren't meant to be for a reason. And we just have to be okay with that because there's not a lot we can do. In this situation here, I'm hoping you guys get what you want. I'm always hoping you guys get what you want. But this to me seems like that's true about communication. I hope so. I hope so. But that's just something that I'm seeing here. Sometimes we feel like we deserve less when we deserve more. And a lot of times that's why it's really, really important for us to work on our trauma, for us to work on things that happened when we were younger so that we don't attract situations where we are begging for the bare minimum in a relationship and the person can't even do that. Okay? Not saying that that's this situation here. It could be likely, though, from me looking at the cards. But it's just really important that if someone wants to be with you and they want to be in your life, they will do as much as they can to do that. And do not listen to someone's words, listen to see their actions. What do they do action-wise? I can promise you the moon and the world, okay? But that's just me talking out my ass, all right? And I can do that. I can talk out my ass. It's not pleasant and none of you guys want to see it, but I'm just saying, if it's going to be a full moon, I'm so sorry. These jokes are horrible. Anyway, main point I'm trying to get across is do not settle for someone who you feel like they do the bare minimum and they complain. Okay, because we deserve a lot better than that. That's why it's important to raise our self-esteem. That's why it's important to do that. So hopefully you get what you want, but also hopefully you can learn about yourself and what it is that you do want as time goes on, Kanishka. Okay. So Simone, what was your question? How many people are on the list? So right now, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And Ishika, you're right in the middle. So you're about 3 people away or 4 people away. Okay, Simone, hopefully you're still there. Yeah, so you're very welcome. And Nancy, you're after Ishika. So it's going to be Simone, and then it's Nessa, Star, Ishika, Nancy, Shanna J, and then Rose Boleyn. Okay? Or you can donate to be pushed up further on the list. Well, not pushed up further, you would be first. When you pay, you get to play. A general, yeah, let's see what we can come up with for you. Let me just shuffle the cards here. Yeah, I know a lot about relationships and about how they work and how they operate. I was in one for 15 years, almost 15. You learn a lot. You learn a lot when you're in a relationship, that's for sure. Okay. Okay, Nancy, awesome. You're welcome, Kanishka. Am I into astrology? I'm into it. I believe in it, but I don't know that much about it. And it's hard for me to want to learn about it because math is involved. And me and math do not mix. It's very bad. It's like oil and water. Or like a really, really hot burrito that I can't eat. I get frustrated. When will the burrito cool off? And math is my burrito. All right. So, let's see what we can get here. Simone's wanting a general reading. That's how it is, Star. Math is my burrito. And you don't want to know what Spanish is. No one ever wants to know what Spanish is. All right, let's do this. There we go. So we're going to do a general reading for Simone, and let's get it done here. My Roman Empire. No. Spanish is a curry that I can't eat because it's too hot, too spicy. It's all food related, if it's school related. All right, so we get the Chariot, and then we get the Page of Coins. Both of these are upright, so you know what that means. I'm just kidding. Can you imagine I just start dancing? Oh, I would. I'd bust a move right now if I wasn't just a torso glued to a chair. Anyway, though, let's see what we can come up with here. So, I'm gonna read this one first. We have the Chariot. This card here is about fast-moving action, and also, if you can look here, it's kind of like there's 2 horses that this person's holding on to. There's a black horse and a white horse, and you can see that they're kind of going in 2 different directions. So we can be looking at making quick decisions and having things happen, possibly in a financial way. That could be something that's moving here, or we could be dealing with someone who's like a young Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn kind of energy, or has those kind of attributes, or we could be that way, Simone. I can't remember what sign you are. But when I look at this card here, it says to me that there's possibilities of things coming in the future, and then I'm seeing 8. 8 could be August, 8 could be 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 days, 8 hours. Really, the number 8 can be a lot of things. You're Capricorn. Okay, so this could be you starting kind of a new venture or a new, like a new way of seeing things. All right. When I look at this, I see there's, I think it's called The Sound of Music, and there's someone that's dancing in the field. They're like, the hills are alive with the sound of music. By the way, that's how she actually sounds. I'm not making that up. Horrible song. I'm just kidding. But Page of Coins, this is new opportunities, kind of abundance coming in. And so a general message here would be, I feel like there's going to be quick moving, abundant energy coming in, possibly in the next, I'd say the next 8 weeks. Let's go with 8 weeks. But I'm feeling like within 2 months, there's going to be a lot of abundance, a lot of energy moving in, possibly something to do with financial status or something to do with finances in general. But this looks good to me. Honestly, this looks good. You got a major arcana, you got the Page of Coins. Both, it feels like there's budding opportunities that's going to be presenting themselves to you. Okay. Nessa, are you still there? Hey there, beauty. Remember to like and subscribe, guys, to be put on the list. And also remember that if you pay, you get to play. Right? Is that the right way to say that? One of these days I'll understand language. I won't be today, but one of these days. You're very welcome, Simone. All right, everyone. So, Nessa, or we can be looking at Star. I don't know if Nessa is still here. Yes, Beauty, if you can subscribe for me, I can put you on the list. And yeah, Star, what is your question? Let's shuffle these cards up here. Nice and crispy like. There we go. There we go. Good shuffle. Ugh. Mm. All right. So, Ishika, if you're there, you can go. Oh, there's Star. Okay. Based off what you see in the cards, have I already met my future husband? And if so, can you give me a couple characteristics about him? Oof. I might be able to do that in 2 cards. I'll have to see. I'll have to see. So, Star is wondering about... just need to widen that view on there. Okay. Star is wondering, with 2 cards, if she's already met her future husband. Oh, boy. Oof. Mm. I've met my future husband. Oh, there we go. Hi there, future husband. What do you want to say? You being a good boy? Oh, you're being a bad boy. All right, I hear you. I hear you. Thank you, Star. I am very handsome, but my cat's the one you should be referring to. All right. He's very cute. His name is Yoshi, and he's like a cat mixed with a koala, mixed with like maybe 15 guinea pigs that are really angry. So he's pretty much just kind of grumpy. He's a grumpy boy. Has Has Star already met her future husband? The fact that they're angry is important. Yoshi, don't tear up the... Yoshi. No. He got at the carpet. I called him angry, and that makes him angry. Go figure, right? All right. Have you met your future husband? Be weird if I've met your future husband, but you hadn't, because I don't know how the cards would relay that with 2 cards. Okay. If I do get any psychic impressions, I'll let you guys know, but generally, they're just Irish impressions, and they're not very good. Top of the morning to you, you know, stuff like that. Leprechaun. Right, you never know. Life is crazy like that. So it is. Life is crazy. I can guarantee that in probably no way, but it is crazy. I do agree. 6 of Cups in reverse. Actually, you know what? This is really interesting because this card is about nostalgia. Hey, where are we now? Prisha, you are coming up here, I think right after Star. Because then it's Star, Prisha, Ishika. So hold on, let me do this. So 1 second, guys. Hold on here. So the 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups in reverse. This is a card of nostalgia and memory and like having those like happy reunions. But if it's in reverse, that means I don't feel like you've met them yet. Okay, so I'm going to say you haven't met them yet. The 2 of Coins in reverse could be that there could possibly be 2 options coming up in the future. But I don't feel like you have met them yet. So I know that seems like kind of a couple characteristics, maybe an earth sign kind of individual. Not really sure. Again, and I'm not trying to get money from you guys. I'm not trying to do that. I can dive deeper into these kinds of questions if I have the green stuff. And I don't mean mucus, because I got plenty of that. I've been sick for a minute. But what I'm talking about is money. I can dive deeper into those kinds of questions. Oh, she's a Capricorn. Okay, maybe you are your future husband. Just gonna say. Future's gonna get strange. Maybe you are your future husband. But if you understand the earth sign kind of characteristics, that's about as far as I'm gonna go with that. So let's have that be the answer. Okay. And let's go to the next one here. So Prisha, what is your question? And hopefully Star, that kind of gives you something. You are your own future. See, you get it. And Yoshi is my future wife. Don't tell him that though. He gets a little angry when you do anything. It's just how he is. One day though. One day, Yoshi. What are V's current feelings towards you? Let's look. So let me shiftity shuffle the cards here and look at what I can see. One day, Yoshi, me and you will kiss under the starlight. And it will be gross, because he has no lips, you see. Or very cat-like lips, because he's a cat. So they're very cat-like. Alright. That's what that sound is. Trixie, honey. Trixie. Hold on 1 second, guys. Trixie. You are just being crazy. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on. You know what? Now we can do this. I'll be right back. This is the other one. This one's Trixie. She is not an angry girl. She's very sweet. She's a very good girl. All right. So, V's current feelings. Let's look. What are V's current feelings towards Prisha? Okay. What are V's current feelings towards Prisha? What are V's current feelings towards Prisha? All right, let's do this one. Okay. So, this is looking promising here. All right, so we get the Ace of Wands, okay, and then we get the Three of Cups. These are really good cards, I would say. So I would say the feelings towards you seem to be really good, but always, if you're asking me how someone feels about you, it's best to see if you can ask that person, right? It's great that you guys trust me with this kind of information. I love it. But I would want you to be able to ask them to kind of confirm that that's the case. So hopefully this is someone who can talk with you, who can appreciate you, and be honest with you with their emotions or their feelings. Because if someone does like you or they are interested in you, but they aren't communicating that to you, then it doesn't matter what my cards say. Right? Because they're not going to be able to communicate their emotions. This, though, looks good. Honestly, I'm thinking there's a connection here between you two, because if I see the Three of Cups and I see the Ace of Wands, there could be some sexual chemistry, there could be some just chemistry, right? And so this looks good to me. Yeah, I'd say the current feelings would be good feelings. I don't know how else to describe it. It looks good to me. So hopefully that helps you, Prisha. And I appreciate you. Appreciate. Anyway. Let's go to the next one here. Ishika. You're welcome. Hopefully you're still there, Ishika. And I can go back to things here. Okay, so let's go to Nancy. Are you there? Okay. Shanna J. And if you guys do come back up in the chat, because there is a little bit of a delay, then I'll just read who is ever on the list where... Okay. There is Shanna J. Okay. All right, Shanna, let's see here. One second. Okay. So what's coming next for you in love? Let's see what we can come up with here. What is coming next for love? Let's see. What's coming next for Shanna in love? What's coming next in, let's see. Yeah. Oops. Okay. What do we got for Shanna? Both of these are in reverse. So if I'm looking at these in reverse, Page of Coins and the Queen of Cups, it feels to me like there has been some healing that's been done. There's been some work that's been done, energy that's been cleared. There still seems to me to be some fundamentals that we need to work on when it comes towards maybe building up our sense of self-confidence or self-esteem. Not saying you don't have that, but what I'm saying is that there can be sort of chips in the armor that we've built up. Or there can be situations where it's difficult for us to be vulnerable with ourselves. Again, it feels like you've been doing work. It feels like you've healed quite a bit, but it also feels like there's some fundamental stuff missing, and it feels like there's still some things, like, for instance, let's see. Hey there, Priyanka. Hold on, I'll put your name on the list here. And thank you for subscribing. I just called your name, Nancy, a second ago, so we can have you come up here in just a second. You'll be after who I'm reading now, which is Shanna. Okay. So, next for you in love. Okay, Ishika, I called your name too a second ago. You'll be after Nancy. So we'll do Shanna, and then Nancy, and then Ishika. So just give me a second here to write this down. Okay, that's kind of what we're going to be doing. You're down the list about 3 people after those 3. So you're down the list about 5 people, Priyanka. So it's going to be a minute. Okay, so like I was saying for Shanna, there could possibly be a young earth sign coming in. Okay, I could see that. Or we could have a possibly more mature water sign coming in as well. But where both of these are in reverse, I'm feeling like there's still healing, there's still stuff that needs to be focused on before a relationship can happen to where you would feel comfortable enough to fully kind of let down. Yes, Nancy, you were before Shanna, but you were not here when I called your name. So I skipped over you. If you guys leave, I'm going to skip over you. You're not off the list, but you do not retain that. That's why I said, yes, I called your name, but you were not here. So, yeah. All right. So, and I was already doing Shanna's reading. So you have to wait, and if I call your name and you're not here, you get bumped on the list. But you're still coming up next, so that resonates. Okay. Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing here, is that just give it some time, give it some more time. Keep focusing on what it is that you would want in a relationship, and also the things that you don't want. Okay, that's a really important thing to realize, is what we would not want in a relationship. Because a lot of us, and I'm not saying this is you, Shanna, but a lot of us can be so desperate to get into a relationship that we start to overlook signs and details that the person is clearly showing us, and we start to ignore those things that could be red flags because it's been a while since we've been in a relationship and we don't want to mess things up. We don't want to do this. We don't want to do that. That we focus so much on ourselves and how we are in the relationship that we don't see how the other person is treating us, or what they're doing to show us how they're treating us, if that makes any sense. So that's why it's important to be healed. That's why it's important to focus on those things. A lot of us that come to psychics, that come to tarot readers, we're very empathic people. We've been through a lot of pain. We've been through a lot of different things. And so love for us is something that's very, very tender and can be difficult to work with when other people have not also been through the fires and tribulations of love in that kind of way. Yeah, so just we need to be sensitive. We need to be kind and caring with our own hearts and tender. in that sense too, but definitely gentle with ourselves in allowing love to happen. Hopefully that gives you some answers there. And Nancy, what was your question? You're very welcome, Shanna. Thank you for coming on by. Okay, so I'm not going to do a timeline question. We can do what does N fill for you now? Timeline questions, I do charge for those. But I can do the one question that you asked, which is what does N fill for you now? So let's focus on that. I generally don't do timeline questions for free. And also that's 2 questions. So remember guys, 1 question. If you want more than 1 question, that will be, I do charge for the extra question. What does N fill for you now? Let's look. Okay. Okay, 2 of Wands in reverse. Sorry, the camera's mirrored in a weird way, so it makes it hard for me too. And the King of Wands in reverse. So these 2 in reverse, it feels like there's a blocking, there could be a block of passion, or there could be something that's blocking passionate energy from moving through here. With both of these in reverse, it feels to me like the energy is just too congested. So their feelings towards you, if anything, it feels confused. Or it feels like an isolated sort of feeling. It doesn't feel to me like there's connectedness with this person as much. Again, though, if we can, let's ask how the person feels about us. Let's just be upfront and ask them, because the cards right here are telling me that there's a block in this connection. All right, and it feels to me like it's... King of Wands is a pretty powerful card. If that's in reverse, it feels to me like this person is possibly giving you the cold shoulder, or it just could be some sort of disconnect that's going on. I'm not feeling much of an energy exchange here. That's what I'm seeing. Hey there, Britt. So, and with the 2 of Wands also in reverse, this to me is saying that it's not happening. So it's completely over. The way it's looking now, it seems to me like it would be. I'm not saying that this can't turn around, because all of these cards can be reversed. Things can happen, and what I say isn't the absolute truth. But what I'm seeing is, with the energy the way it is right now, it's not looking very likely, and it does seem like there's a disconnect. What I would do in this situation is move on, and then if this situation is meant to come back, or if there's meant to be something further on, then the universe will set it up for things to sort of move in that direction. But for now, it feels to me like it's over. That's how I would see it, Nancy. Hey there, Britt. If you can subscribe for me, if you're not already subscribed, and like the video, I can put you on the list. And then we're going to be looking at... You're welcome, Nancy. There we go. Yep, there's Ishika. Perfect. Awesome, Britt. You're on the list. You're about 5 people down, so just sit and be patient if you wouldn't mind, and welcome to the channel. You can kind of see how I read and what I'm doing here. So, do I see you landing a job at this company I've applied in called... Hey there, PB. I'm just going to call you PB. Yes, I can add you to the list. If you can subscribe for me too. And remember, guys, anyone that's watching, please hit the bell icon to be notified of all my videos when I upload. It just helps out the channel. Yeah, you're on the list, Poonam Bisht. I'm not sure how to say your name. Hopefully I said it right. Oh, I'm going to have to go feed the cats here. I'm going to do this reading, and then I got to go feed my cats. So, let me do this here. Do I see Ishika landing a job in the company that they applied in called D.E. Shaw? All right, let's look at that. You are welcome, PB. Do I see you landing a job at the company you've applied for called D.E. Shaw? That should take a gander. I know, Yoshi. You gotta wait, buddy. You gotta wait. You gotta wait. You're gonna get your food, though. I know. I know. Mm-hmm. I know, bud. I know. You're gonna get it. I just gotta do this reading. Meow. 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 Okay. Meow. Meow. Okay, okay, Yoshi. I know. I know. You got a lot to say. Okay, King of Wands in reverse with the Page of Cups. And the camera, this camera does not like how these cards are lit up. If I move the cards, yeah. It doesn't like those colors. That's different. Okay, so King of Wands in reverse, it feels to me like there's that block of energy that I've talked about before. I literally had this in the last one. And then the Page of Cups. So I'm hoping you get the job, but the way this looks is I'm thinking it might not happen, or you might have to apply. Let's see. You see me landing a job at this company I've applied. You might have to apply again. I'm not sure if it's something you can apply for multiple times, but for one reason or another, something may happen where you need to apply again. I'm hoping that you do get the job, but it could be that you hear back late, is also something that I could see as well. So that's kind of what I'm getting here, Ishika. Hopefully, though, you do get the job, but that's what I'm seeing. I'm going to be back, you guys. He's going to get a lot worse if I don't feed him now. So I will be back, everyone. Let me do this. All right, everyone, I am back. I fed the kitties. They're good. They're good little kiddos. They are eating right now. So we are on to Rose Boleyn. Hopefully you're still there. Okay, I'll let you know when it's your turn, Priyanka. You don't need to keep posting your question. I appreciate it, though. Okay, Rose, what is your question? There's not that many people on the list. We got 5 people on the list, and I'm reading number 5 right now. I'd like to know if there is any message or advice what I'm supposed to do right now. Okay. These are always good questions. Let's see what we can come up with for you, Rose. Thank you for being patient. All right, Poonam. Awesome. Or PB is what I was calling you, so we'll go with that. Hopefully I said your name right when I said it there. But let's do this. Yeah, bear with me, guys, here, and we'll go from there. And remember, you guys, hit the notifications icon after you've subscribed. Go to the bell and make it so you're notified whenever I post a video. That just helps out the channel. So let's see what we can get here. Okay, so we're gonna go boom. Oh, okay, that's a good card. An interesting card, I should say. We'll see what we can come up with for you there, PB, when it's your turn. Have your question kind of copy pasted so when I ask you, you can have it ready to go. Okay, so we have got the 10 of Wands was the first card that popped up, which to me is like reaching an end or a struggle, reaching the end of a struggle. Okay, something has been very difficult and it's hard for us to keep going, but this is showing that we're close to the end. But the 10 of Wands is a card of burden or carrying our burdens with us. And if you'll notice this person here, they're carrying their burdens kind of all around them, but you can tell that it's precarious. It's hard for them to carry all of these wands or these sticks with them wherever they go. And a lot of times our problems, our issues, our emotional concerns in life can look a lot like this. It's sort of like wherever we go, we take our burdens with us. And so I think we're coming close to a point in time where things can sort of be unleashed and let go, but we have to be the one to initiate that. You've been letting go. Okay, the 8 of Swords is a card that deals with kind of entrapment or imprisonment, but it's like self-imprisonment. When it's in reverse, though, we're looking at wanting to set ourselves free, but not quite knowing what to do. The best thing to do to set ourselves free is to allow ourselves to be in the moment. And then what do we do the next moment? We allow ourselves to be again. A lot of times we get caught up with burdens and expectations of what the world wants us to be because we feel like we have to be everything for everyone all the time. And what we can do is just let go and let whatever happens happen because we can't control everything. And so the way we do that is we just live each moment and that's it. We're just in the moment, we live, and we're not thinking of the future. We're thinking of that moment because the future will come no matter what. We don't have to think of the future. It's as obvious as us taking our next breath. We will breathe. When we sleep, we breathe automatically. The future will be here automatically. Us worrying or thinking about it does not bring it here any sooner. Okay? A lot of times we feel like we have to be a certain way for things to line up for us in the future, but over time this can make us feel like there's so many expectations on us that it feels almost impossible for us to live a normal, productive life as a human. And I don't mean productive as in what did you produce today. I mean productive as in how did the sun feel on your skin? How does it feel to be alive? Those kinds of things. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about being productive, because the other stuff doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It's good to make money. It's good to have those things, to have those securities. But at the end of the day, how did you live your life? What did you feel? Are you in your body? Those are the important things to take into account here. And so that's what I'm seeing here, is it's just we need to live in the moment and we need to understand that the future will be here regardless of if we want it or we don't. And so that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Does that make sense, Rose Boleyn? So Priyanka, you get your question answered when it's your time for your question to be answered. If you cannot wait or be patient, you can leave. Okay, I do not like feeling rushed in my readings, and so either you can pay me the money to get your question answered right away, or you can leave. Those are the two options. So think about what you want to do there, Priyanka, because I do not rush my readings. You have to be patient. Other people have been patient for well over an hour, so you can be patient too. It's not your turn now. Beauty. Is Beauty here? We'll see if Beauty is here. Awesome. Okay, Beauty, what is your question? I keep track of the questions and all of that stuff, guys. I know whose turn it is, so don't try and tell me whose turn it is. All right, a general. Let's see what we can come up with here. Okay, a general for Beauty. Let's see what we can come up with. Shuffle the cards here. You're an Aquarius. I am so sorry to hear that, Beauty. I'm just kidding. I am a Aquarius moon. So if you know what that means, I kind of know what it means. I haven't looked up my moon and my rising and stuff for a minute. I'm let's see. I'm a Taurus sun, Aquarius moon, and Virgo rising. And you're just in Aquarius. My mom is an Aquarius. So I know a little bit about them. I'll poke a little bit of fun at you, but it's all in good fun. All astrology signs are welcome. Okay. So, Beauty wants a general. Let's see what we can come up with here. Okay. So we have the Magician and the Page of Wands, or the Pagician of Wands, is what we'll call it. So, the Page of Wands, this one right here, this is an interesting card. It denotes kind of new beginnings, new sort of things happening, but then the Magician is literally the number one card in the major arcana. The only major arcana that precedes this one is the Fool card, which is like the 0 card. So the Magician being number one, I feel like if we're looking at a general reading, which is what we're doing, then this to me is saying that I think new enterprises or new beginnings are on their way, possibly something that has passion in it or a passion project. There could be new learning opportunities on the horizon or new skills that will come to be valuable in the future. Sounds weird how I worded that, but that's kind of how it came in. But this looks good to me. Honestly, this looks very positive. This looks really good. The main thing, though, with the Magician is it's going to be up to you to decide how far this goes. So if you're ready for things to take shape and for things to start happening in your life, it feels like things will start moving forward for you in a really good way. And so I'm seeing that as being something that's obviously really positive. The Page of Wands could be that maybe we could be a little too over-eager for it. Like, I sort of think of, when I say someone who's over-eager, think of characters like SpongeBob SquarePants, or Amy Poehler's character in Parks and Recreation. Like someone who's really, like, they're positive, they're happy, they're bubbly people, but they get way too overexcited about things. And so there can be a tendency to maybe push things a little bit too quickly. And so it's good for you to slow down. The only reason I'm saying that is the Page of Wands is like you're beginning to understand things, you're beginning to move things along, but don't try to force anything. Okay, if you force a fart, you shit your pants. Always remember that. It's actually not hard to remember, because if it's happened to you once, it can happen to you again and again. Not that it's happened to me. Okay, so Page of Wands. Just don't be too overeager. Let things happen the way they're meant to, but also feel free to put your own spin on it. Feel free to be yourself, but also relax. Could be the best way I would describe it. Hopefully, Beauty, that makes sense, and that can kind of help you in your future. But this looks good. This looks really good. I think good things are on the horizon for sure. Okay. Hey, Rosa with 2 A's. How you doing? Try your best to relax, but also be yourself, right? Like, I'm not saying you're very welcome. You're doing good. Awesome, Rosa. Can you guys subscribe and like for me, and I can add you to the list, Rosa? I'm saying you guys just in case there's another person. All right, Priyanka, post your question again. Thank you, Rosa. Because now, Priyanka, it's your turn. Thank you, Rosa. Super appreciated. And you're about 3 people down on the list. So this person I'm reading, and then 3 more people down. All right. Is Priyanka there, or did they leave? Or maybe they're writing their question. Okay, I'm just going to go to Britt. Are you there? And Priyanka, if you're there, you can still write your question. I'm just going to the next person because I'm not seeing anything come up on my screen. So Britt. Britt is there. Awesome. Okay, Britt. Perfect. You had your question ready to go. What can you see regarding Matt's Capricorn energy towards me? It ended last week. I finally dropped his stuff off at his place today. Knew he wouldn't be there. I felt scared going, and I don't know why. Well, we can look at it this way, right, Britt? If we're dropping stuff off, it feels like the ending of something. And there can be fear about that because it's like, oh, it's over. It's a transition. So that could be the reason why you felt fear, is because it's a transition kind of thing. Like, it's really over. And that can be hard to deal with. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Anyway. Let's see. So Matt's Capricorn energy. What can I see? What can you see regarding Matt's Capricorn energy towards me? Let's see. By the way, Britt, sorry about the breakup. Breakups are not fun. But let's look at what Matt's energy is. That makes sense. I've been wanting closure, that it's over. I was hoping dropping his stuff off would help me in closing. Yeah, and it does. It does. It helps you in closing, but it's also kind of like, you know, it's closing, it's closure, which is good, but it's also something that's kind of like painful in a way. When we have a relationship that ends, even if we wanted it to, or even if it wasn't perfect, no relationship is. It can be really difficult to let things go and to let things kind of take place, because it's sort of like you have to grieve that person while they're still alive. You have to grieve them like they're dead while they're still alive, because that's kind of what it is. And that can be difficult. Okay. It ended because he didn't know what he wants, meaning kids, and you don't want kids. Makes sense. Makes sense. Those are always the kind of difficult relationships, though, when it ends over something like kids or not, or wanting to move or not. It's kind of like everything was in place, possibly besides this one factor. And that can make things really difficult moving forward. So I can kind of understand that. But anyway, let's look at this. What is Matt's energy towards Britt? And at least, Britt, at least you know what you want. That's the important thing. Oh. So, Ace of Wands in reverse. and 8 of coins upright. So Matt, there's still energy here that feels like there's a good connection and a good union, but when I see both of these cards right here, yes, Matt doesn't know what he wants. He doesn't know if he wants to go this way or that way, but he wants to have the option or the choice to go either way. Like, he wants to be able to say he wants kids, or he wants to be able to say he doesn't want kids. But it feels like having a preconceived no already there makes it difficult for him to understand. And it's not that there's not a connection necessarily, but because Matt is someone who's kind of lost and confused in his own way, and he doesn't know exactly what's going on, because most men don't. I'm going to let you guys in on a secret right now. Most men have no idea what the hell. And if they do know what the hell's going on, they're not talkers. So that's always fun to work through, isn't it? But these two cards here are saying that he would like the option to have the yes or the no. It feels like he... Give me a second here. Let me try putting energy over the cards and see if I can get anything. Sometimes if I scribble as well, I can get a little something. Anything to do with Sacramento or someplace in California? I'm curious, Britt. I had that come up, and I had like a baby chick come up as well. Does he already have a kid? And does the Sacramento thing mean anything? If not, that's okay. I just had that pop up. I'm taking psychic classes. I'm going to try to get my abilities better, but I just had that pop in, and so I'm curious if there was something there. No, you've never been pregnant before. Right, not you. I'm wondering if is there a kid that he had, is there a kid that he's had with someone else, or, and then like I said, that Sacramento connection. And if it doesn't mean anything, it doesn't mean anything. Oh, okay. Okay, so the chick. All right, so the chick in that situation would be, all right, that makes more sense. You aborted, okay. And again, no judgment. I don't judge. Okay, can you guys hear me? I'm going to be just using regular audio, but let me do this. Okay, you can hear me then? All right. Sorry, that was a weird time to have stuff cut out. Now you can. Okay. Okay, so the baby chick, did Sacramento mean anything? California, someplace in California? The baby chick, though, made sense. Okay. And like I said, you're from Canada. Okay. I don't know where the Sacramento came in. Probably crossed my wires a little bit. Anyway, so yeah, I can understand where this could be a confusing situation. And the energy I'm getting here with these two cards, it's still confused. It's like wanting to build something, wanting to build a life, wanting to build a relationship, but also it feels like there could possibly be other blocks besides just the kid thing. That's just what I'm seeing here, though. But definitely wanting to build something, but then when I see this in reverse, it's like not being able to start. Because the Ace of Wands, it's, I mean, you can think of it however you want, but it's a phallic kind of card. It basically represents the penis. And if this is in reverse, you know, and then this right here, to me, also has that kind of phallic nature to it as well. It basically, to me, is saying that this person, if there's not going to be kids, or if there's not going to be that kind of future, yeah, it might be best to just move on to something else. It's difficult. These kinds of relationships are difficult no matter how you look at them, but hopefully this kind of gave you some clarity. I think it was the right decision that you made, even though it's not always easy to make these decisions, you know. But it's better to do it now than later, if that makes sense. So hopefully, Britt, there's at least some sort of comfort there. Again, sorry it didn't work out. But hopefully that helps to answer those questions. You're welcome. It sucks it ended when there was a lot of love. Yeah, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that was the situation. But it can show you what you want and what you don't want. Again, right? That's kind of something we can be pushing forward with, is we're learning what we want and what we don't want in a future relationship. And if he treated you very well and if things were going good, then you know what a good relationship can look like. So hopefully that gives you some sense of closure at least. Okay, PB, are you still there? Poonam Bisht, I think was the name. And then Rosa, you're coming up after PB. And sorry my camera's died. Can't do anything. Okay, what was your question, PB? I'm sorry, can you ask it again? I think you sent it before, but... Hey, Nikitha and Jasha. I can put you on the list if you guys can subscribe to the channel. Yes, you guys can still ask. Subscribe to the channel if you wouldn't mind, and let me know when you've done that, and I can put you guys on the list. And like the video if you... Awesome. Nikitha. Okay. You're on the list, Nikitha. And Jasha, hopefully you've subscribed and liked. Thank you so much, Jasha. Okay, so you will be... Okay, there's not too long of a wait. I'm doing PB's reading now, and they are wondering how will be your future spouse. Okay, so characteristics for future spouse. Let's look at that and see what we can come up with. And thank you guys for being patient and for dealing with my weird dad jokes. That's all I've got is dad humor, and I'm not even a dad. I'm a cat dad, but that's about it. Fur babies for the win. Does anyone have a cat? Okay. Let's do this. So characteristics for our PB friend. Future spouse. Okay. So here's what I'm getting here. Future spouse. Future spouse could possibly be healing or coming out of a relationship that was kind of difficult for them. And so they could be needing a little extra care, a little extra love during that time. But then we get this card here. This is the Knight of Cups. And this could be, they could possibly be a water sign, so Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. But when I see the Knight of Cups, this is a really good card. It's someone who's loyal, someone who's kind, someone who's emotionally available and open. And I feel like maybe this person will have some charisma as well. But for some reason, it feels like to me that they're going to be coming out of kind of a difficult situation. So you might have to be patient with them for a little bit, but ultimately it looks like the reward will be worth it, because this person seems to be very emotionally open, kind, and someone who's very loyal. So that's what I'm seeing here. Hopefully that gives you some insight, Poonam, and thank you for coming by the channel. I only do the 2 cards, but hopefully that gives you some insight. Okay. Let's do Rosa's question. Awesome, Poonam. You're very welcome, Poonam. Very, very welcome. There we go. So, Rosa, are you there? Awesome, Rosa. Ask your question. Nikita, you are going to be right after Rosa. So if you want to post your question, yeah, you can post it. All right, Rosa is going to post here in a second. And Denise says, hello, Chance. I almost missed your live. Hope you are doing good. I am doing good. Denise, how are you doing? I'm glad you didn't miss it. It's been a while since I've seen you. Hopefully everything's going good. I saw you messaged and commented on my last 2 videos, I think. Something like that, because I was doing YouTube Shorts as well. Alright, I'm going to be waiting here. I think Rosa's getting their question ready. You can't move on with your ex, texting and stuff. What's the future of this? Is it worth it to think about him? Okay, Rosa, let's do this. The cards can help us, for sure. But how would you describe your ex? P.S. He has a girlfriend. So he has a girlfriend, and is he messaging you romantically while he's with his girlfriend? Are you guys talking about like romantic things or getting together? He is caring and sweet. Okay. What do his messages look like towards you? Yeah, but not the commitment stuff. So he doesn't want to commit? You're the one that texts, he just responds. Okay. Okay, so if he has a girlfriend right now, and you're the one messaging him and he's just responding, yeah, to me, it does sound like you're a standby. I can kind of agree with Nikita's kind of thinking there, is that especially if he has a girlfriend too, I would get out of that situation, just because there isn't much going on there. It sounds like to me, if he's caring and sweet but he's not willing to commit, then he's not for you, especially if you're someone who is caring and sweet and who wants commitment. This person's kind of showing their colors that way, and if he's with his girlfriend, he shouldn't be messaging his ex, if that makes sense. Like, in certain situations, I could see where having a relationship with your ex in some way, shape, or form, because you've been together for a long time, but there's not love there anymore, it's kind of a platonic thing, I can kind of see that being something, but if you're wanting things to get back to, if you're wanting ever to get back together and you're messaging this person, well, he has a girlfriend, that's not fair to her and it's not fair to you. And the standby thing, yeah, I can kind of agree with that. It's like you're waiting for something to happen, and that's not fair because it's that waiting. You're trying to move on, that's why it's frustrating. I understand. There's love a lot of times is kind of like can I move that up? Does that even rotate up? I don't think it rotates up. Oh yeah, it does. Okay. Oh man, I look like I'm in a Zoom call from... Actually, it doesn't look too bad. Love situations can be difficult, no matter how we look at them, you know. And I know I'm supposed to do tarot readings and stuff like that, but I also do relationship advice. I was in a relationship for almost 15 years. Went through it all. I understand so much about this kind of stuff. And he just wants romantic kind of stuff. He subtly... Let's see. Subtly that I should forget about him. And it's difficult with love, but in a way, we kind of have to grieve people that aren't dead. I mean, in this situation here, you're going to go through something called cognitive dissonance, where you're going to feel confused about the relationship that you guys had together, and that's normal. I don't want you to think or be hard on yourself and think that, oh, I should be over this or whatever. It's a difficult situation, and it's like going through grieving, okay, like we've lost somebody. In this situation here, though, in time, things will become more and more clear, and you can understand what role the relationship played for you and how you can build yourself up off of that and heal. But right now, the most important thing for you to do would be to break the connection and to move away from it, even though that sounds painful and not like something you would want to do. Think of it this way. Imagine that you're in a situation like this, and you're dating somebody and they're still messaging their girlfriend, or their girlfriend is messaging them. It just creates this kind of awkward kind of thing, and I understand. I don't feel like you're trying to create drama. I don't feel like you're trying to do anything that's negative. You're just trying to understand the situation a little bit better. But in this case right here, the best thing to do would be to walk away from this relationship, because it's turning into more of a situationship, and it's not like... I understand. I get it. You get too emotional, you get too tied up, you get too invested. But as long as you're holding this person in your kind of midst, so to speak, it's not going to work. Another connection that would be better for you cannot come in and take the place of this connection, because you're pining for someone that is already in another relationship. So it makes it so that you're sort of undervaluing yourself in this situation here. Let's see. And yeah, and we don't know that this person's narcissistic. I'm just going to say that right now. We don't know that the person's narcissistic, and I don't like throwing that word around if we don't know. It sounds like there's confusion here, but I don't know about narcissism necessarily. But love is tricky no matter how we look at it. You're thinking about you will not find someone. And that's okay to feel that way, especially after a relationship. It's important to heal, especially if it was kind of a difficult or rocky relationship. All of this stuff takes time, and once you see your value and your sense of worth, you'll start to see that other people need to live up to that. And not only will you think that you're a good catch, you'll start to put that out into the universe, and the universe will see that. But we have to build up our sense of self-worth and confidence first, in order for us to attract someone who is on our same level. If we're lower right now, in this sense, if we're in a lower space, then we need to heal. And if we don't feel like we're going to get into another relationship for a while, then that means we need to heal. And that's okay. It's okay to be by ourselves for a minute. It's okay to focus on that. And that can be a situation that can be difficult to deal with, but ultimately we can heal, and it can make us stronger, and we can attract the right kind of people to be with us, if that makes sense. Hopefully that gives you some insight. Again, I'm not going to look at the cards for this connection. If there is a girlfriend, if there is stuff like that, and especially if this person doesn't want commitment, then let them not want commitment. If you're wanting commitment and you're still talking to this person who does not want commitment, then you're hurting yourself. And it's important for you to realize that. Oh, thank you, Denise. I appreciate that. Counseling would be interesting. I wouldn't mind that. He was good, but it just ended. I do 90% of stuff of move on, but for the 10% I can't work. Then you gotta be extra careful and extra diligent with that 10% that you have, okay? I understand, and especially if it just ended, or if things are just like settling, the dust is just settling, take some time to sort of understand the situation, take some time to sort your emotions out, have a good cry, journal, do whatever it is that you need to do, but we need to put this into a framework that we can understand and digest. And one of the things right now is that, Rosa, you're setting yourself up to not be able to love again in the future if we're focused on someone who does not want us now, okay? And apparently when you were with them, they didn't want you either. And I'm not saying that as like a negative thing, because you're someone who has value, but some people will not see you as valuable. And that doesn't mean you don't have value. That just means that to them, you're not valuable. And that is a really good way that the universe shows us who is going to be in our lives and who isn't. So people can say certain things, but that means nothing. It's action that means something. I'm sorry, Nikita, that's awful. And some people, yeah, some people use other people, and that's horrible. But eventually in time, when we start to heal, we start to understand our own sense of value. Like, for instance, if I went to, let's say I had a precious heirloom, right? And I went to a junk dealer, okay? That junk dealer would give me maybe $50 for something, right? But then I go to a specialty antique shop, and that same item that I have, I hate this because it's literally like I'm objectifying women, but I'm not. I'm trying to bring in a metaphor here. But if I went to a specialty shop, that shop owner would say, "Oh, this is worth $30,000," you know, because certain people can see the worth of us, and other people cannot see the worth of us. But it does not mean that we don't have any worth. It just means that they cannot see it. So what's going on in their world that's making them that way? I don't give a shit, okay? Because if I have value to myself, that's what matters. And that's going to be something that once we understand confidence, once we understand self-worth, self-esteem, that becomes easier for us to embody and to understand. But we have to take those steps to love ourselves and to be courageous enough to love ourselves, to be vulnerable and to be gentle with ourselves in order to allow ourselves to grow as well. So that's something to sort of move forward with as well. Hopefully, though, that gives you some insight. Thank you, Denise. I just feel frightened that I will end up alone. Maybe I should work on myself. I should love myself. Absolutely, you should work on yourself and love yourself. And if you feel frightened that you're going to be alone, we got to remember, that's not the worst thing that can happen, is to be alone. The worst thing that can happen is when we're with someone that says that they love us and we feel alone when we're with somebody. That's the worst. That's something that's not fun to have. But when we are alone, we can learn to love our own company. We can learn to love ourselves. And then eventually, having another person with us to enjoy life with, that's just icing on the cake. You know, we want to be as close to 100% complete as we possibly can. And then we add another person in that mix to make us even more happy. We don't want to have someone that gives us happiness in the relationship and they are the main reason why we're happy or why we feel like doing something. We want to make it so that we are the reason why we're happy and we know what we want in life. And that comes with knowing yourself, that comes with loving yourself, and all of that comes with gentleness. All of that comes with that gentle kind of attitude. And that takes a while to build up. And I've been there where I've been mad. I've been mad at myself for not being gentle enough with myself. And then you realize, oh my God, what the hell am I doing? Hey there, Dibya. Yes, I can put you on the list here. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it. But hopefully that gives you some insight, Rosa, and we can go from there. I'm going to go to the next person here. Nikitha, what was your question? Hopefully, though, that does help you, Rosa, and I wish you the absolute best. Self-love is a journey. Okay. All right, so Nikitha is... I'm just going to say NH, your future spouse, or is it someone else? Is there good chemistry for... How did I have that? This is kind of in the same situation, Nikitha, so are they your future spouse or is it someone else? That's kind of up to you and them, you know? It's one of those weird things. It's like, do you feel a connection to this person? Or is there open communication? Is there emotional honesty? Is there trust? Is there is there all of those things that can build up a good relationship? Because this kind of question, he is your current boyfriend. Okay, and how do you feel about him? Is there openness? Is there honesty? Is there loyalty? Is there trust? Do you feel comfortable with them? These kinds of questions but our families are conservative, so I'm just doubtful about that one thing. Okay, so... okay. So let me do this again here. So I'm going to say it like this. There's a lot of power that you're putting into my hands, if that makes any sense. Okay? And even if I'm the best psychic in the world, this kind of energy right here can make or break your day. This person you're currently dating, if I draw 2 cards and it's not looking very likely, but you love this person a lot and there is a really good connection, but it's the family's energy, that to me sounds like, well, that sounds like it's the family's problem. How does he see it, right? Like, if my mom told me she was upset that I was going to be with somebody, or my dad told me, I'd say, screw you, this is who I want to be with. Hopefully he has that kind of courage. Some people don't. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this correct. And I understand in other cultures it's different with family. I guess I can understand that. Again, my main camera died. We are optimistic, but ultimately we have to listen to the family. Okay. This is the only area I struggle with, is like, and maybe it's because of where I grew up or how I grew up or whatever. If someone tried to get in the way of me being with someone I loved, I don't care who it is, I'm going to be with that person. Can I see if marriage is possible? Okay. I understand it's a different culture. Different kind of thing. Let's look. I would just hope that no matter what, you can find happiness, even if your family doesn't agree. Because I just think that's the most ridiculous thing, that someone can dictate who you marry or who you're with. That isn't you two. Like, you two should be the ones deciding if you guys get married or not. Other people can say congratulations, or they can kiss your ass, is how I would view it. But that's just me. Okay. When it's your turn, Dibya, I've got you on the list, but we're about 3 people away from you. Okay, so we have 7 of Wands right here in reverse, and then we have the 3 of Coins in reverse. So this card is kind of like, it's someone that's being defensive. They're putting their hand up and they're kind of protecting themselves, saying, oh no, you know, back off, back off. When I see it like this, it can be kind of like a surrendering. And then when I see the 3 of Coins, normally this is working together and cooperating, but when I see it in reverse, this one to me can be obstacles, obviously. It's difficult. I wish I could understand different cultures in that way. And maybe I was lucky to grow up and be able to be defiant. Hey there, V. Yeah, you missed it for sure. I can put you on the bottom of the list, though. There's about 5 people. But if you want to stick around... It's looking like there's going to be obstacles no matter how you look at it. And when I see that... Yeah, I'm still taking questions. Okay, sweet, V. Sounds good. Give me a second here, Nikitha, to just kind of feel the energy a little bit. I keep just getting air. Like, that's all I'm getting. And what that feels like to me is it's just noise. There's a lot of noise in the environment. There's a lot of noise or opinions going around. I feel like you two can be together. I feel like there can be something here. But other people aren't going to understand it. And it's up to you guys if the culture, if I think you can be together, but I do see that there's going to be significant obstacles. And the only thing I can do is wish you guys the best. And I'm hoping that love wins out, because for me, love is the ultimate. Like, I would go to the ends of the earth for the person I love. I wouldn't let someone stand in the way of that, but I understand different cultures, it's different. It makes it difficult. I want you to be happy. I want you to get what you want out of this. It does feel like there's going to be obstacles, though. So I would say, if there is going to be obstacles, if there is going to be people that will be rooting against you or people that are not in favor of this, the best thing you guys can do is to constantly communicate, talk to each other, and stay on the same emotional wavelength so that you guys can handle this together as much as you can and work together as much as you can. That's going to be the best thing to do. Don't let what people say bring you down or make you doubt the relationship. If you feel like this person is good and honest and true, try the hardest you can to make this work. And if it doesn't work, I do think something else better can come along eventually, but I want it to work for you. I'm not saying it won't work. I'm just saying if it doesn't, then I think something better will come along. But that's what I'm getting, Nikitha. Hopefully that kind of helps there. Yeah. I'm always rooting for love. That's what I'm rooting for. That's what I'm tooting for. But I really hope that things go well for you. And you're very welcome. You're very welcome. I just learned that this emoji is not this. It's 2 hands high-fiving. But I still like it. I still like it, and I still view it as the prayer emoji. But you're very welcome, Nikita. Okay, Jasha, are you there? No, you're good. You're good, Nikita. I'm just being a smartass. I like it. I understand what you meant by that emoji. I feel like I learned that somewhere. All right, Jasha, what's your... Oh, Lady Libra. How you doing, lady? And her name's Lady Libra, but she's a Taurus. Very deceptive. I'm just kidding. Okay. So, Jasha says they're here. Can you give me a time frame of when my job data will be done? Time frames I usually don't do because I'm blue. This is ridiculous. My room looks like a blueberry room. Let's do this. 3 months. Will the job data be done in 3 months' time? I'm sorry for the camera quality. My main camera died, and so we are kind of left with what I will consider to be my less than optimal camera. I sound so adult when I say things like less than optimal. Like the fiber I have in my diet is less than optimal. You guys didn't need to know that. But here we are. Alright, let's do this. Let's see what we can come up with here. Three months' time. What are we looking at? Okay, so we have the Seven of Cups in reverse and the Lovers upright. So in 3 months' time, I think you should know something about the data coming in, possibly even, hopefully sooner than 3 months. 3 months is kind of a long time to wait. But it does look like within 3 months, there should be something there that the job data will be done. The Seven of Cups is in reverse, though, which is, to me, saying that there could be delays or things making it so that this doesn't go as smoothly as it could. But I say give it some time, and your job data should be done hopefully within 3 months or sooner. Hopefully it's much sooner, but for me it's looking like there can be some delays here, Jasha. Hopefully that helps to give you some insight. Yeah. Denise, are you still there? By the way, Denise, do you have a brother that's named DeNephew? Because if you guys were twins and you were Denise and DeNephew, that would be amazing. Yeah. Okay, what's your question, Denise? Ooh. We can do fun camera angles. Am I falling, or are you guys falling? JK, it was me. There we go. You've heard that before. I'm sure you've heard it before, but you know what? You get the same jokes. You get the same jokes you've heard before on this YouTube channel. All right. If it makes you feel any better, people consistently, I've been on these dating websites, right? And people will say, "Can you give me a chance?" or something along those lines, and they act like they are the first person that's ever said that to me. And it gets irritating pretty quickly, because it's like, yeah, I've never heard that one before. Every now and again I'll get a creative one, but a lot of it's kind of, oh, and online dating is not a fun place to be. Oh God. Anyway. Wondering if you should buy your current house you're living in or look for another place. Boy, just based off the housing market. I'm trying to think how the cards could give me an answer to that question. I could set parameters, or give me a second here. Why does it go blue when I get close? Anyway, let me see if I can do something psychically to pick up on something. Money questions are always difficult for me. Okay, 1 second, Denise. Let me see what I can come up with here. So, should Denise buy her house, or how did you put it? Wondering if you should buy your current house you're living in or look for another place. If you're wondering, I mean, if you don't want to buy your current place, there must be a reason. Because you're saying you're wondering if you should do this or should do that. I feel like buying your current place, unless there was a reason you wouldn't want to buy it. Are you wanting more space? Do you have something else already in mind? Are you wanting a property with a certain kind of thing there? Hey, Stephanie. How you doing? Remember to like and subscribe, guys, if you wouldn't mind. Hey, Nabrisha Archie. I'm good. How are you doing? It's a big fixer-upper. Not sure it's worth it. Remember to like and subscribe, guys. I can put you on the list. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's look at this, Denise. But it's your childhood home. Okay, I figured there was some sort of sentimental attachment. But it's a big fixer-upper. Do you keep it in the family? The thing is, Denise, the way the housing market is right now, if you did sell it, could you... You don't need to tell me how much you could sell it for, or anything like that, because that's personal information. But if you did sell it, could you even get a place that would be even close to the same size? Because odds are, if it's your childhood home, you've kind of been grandfathered in on some stuff, possibly a bigger yard, possibly different things. Like, it might be in your best interest to just fix up what you already have. But if it's really bad, you know, it just depends, because if you sold it... Dibya, you are after Denise, but I take my time on all of my readings, and I understand some people can't do that. I do charge $10 a question, if you guys are wanting your questions answered right away, but I take my time on answering questions, so if you need to, maybe next time, you can come on, just be on a little bit earlier. But yeah. Because I know now, the house I was in, if it were to sell, at least in the town I live in, I couldn't find any place to live. I could rent a place. I don't think I could find another place to buy that would be... Like, I could sell this place and then buy a place half the size for the same price that this place sold for. So it's not like a really good housing market, at least where I'm at, in Utah. But it just depends on that. I'll do this, though. So, should you stay or should you go? Oh, there we go. Oh. loosey-goosey. How do we tighten that? There we go. Okay. So should Denise stay in her house that she's should Denise stay in her childhood house or buy her childhood house? That's what the question is. Should Denise buy her childhood house? And here we go. We have the Strength card and the Knight of Swords. So, Denise, it might be in your best interest to stay and maybe help fix it up a little bit. If I'm looking at these two cards, that to me says stay. It says having the strength to stay and then being able to do the repairs, being able to get in there. And I can almost see this as like someone on a roof, you know, like they're getting ready to do something. If it is a fixer-upper, I'm almost wondering if there's just little things you can do to start out with and then work on the bigger things. But odds are maybe you have to do electrical work, maybe you have to do certain things. So that might be, you know, like $10 or $20, $30,000. It really depends. Or maybe the roof needs work. But yes, Nabrisha, the readings are free, but you have to wait. That's kind of the thing. $10 one question or $17 for two, and you become priority. But these readings I'm doing right here are free, and you're on the free list. So, but that's kind of what I'm seeing, Denise. It might be a good idea to just stay, even though sometimes it feels like it's good to have a fresh new start and to have something that would be yours versus something that's like a family home or a childhood home. But that's what I'm seeing, Denise. Hopefully that makes sense. Put these up here. All right. Dibya, are you still there? Okay, there you go. I think you are still there. When will my turn... Or no, you said that a minute ago. All right, Dibya, are you still there? If not, I'll go to the next person. Because they said they had some work to do. Okay, maybe... All right. V, are you still there? If not, that's okay. V? V for Vendetta? Alright. Stephanie, are you still there? So we have Stephanie and Nabrisha are the only ones on the list right now. Okay, Stephanie, what's your question? Yes, you are a subby. Yes, I can put you on the list, Lady Libra. Sorry, I thought I put you on the list and I didn't. That was my bad. Okay. Alright, let me go to here. Alright, Stephanie says, thank you so much, Chance. Just would like to know if I will be happy this year. Okay, you guys, we gotta do this here. We gotta go up here. We're gonna have us a little talk. We're going to have this little talk. Okay, so happiness. And it looks like I'm in a crooked room. Happiness is one of those tricky ones, I think. Just because if someone says, am I going to be happy this year? Am I going to be focusing on this? A lot of times, happiness is something that we have with ourselves, and then we sort of radiate that outwards. But sometimes there's pain, there's trauma, there's different things that kind of come into play that make it difficult to feel happy or to feel excited. And so it's best to understand where we're at there. Like, and the only reason I'm saying this, and I'm not like going to the cards right away, is because when someone says, will I be happy this year? That's like someone asking me, will I get a job this year? Will I do this year? It's like, I don't know, will you? Right? Are we taking the proper steps to ensure that we can be happy? Like, what does your life look like? Are we self-sabotaging in some way? Are we doing something in a way that's hurting us and making it so it's hard for us to be happy? Right? Because my readings can only go so far in saying, will you be happy this year? I hope so. I want you to be happy. I gain nothing by you being miserable. And even if I did gain something by you being miserable, that's a horrible life. Anyway. So, yeah, we have to look and understand, what can we do to make ourselves happy? What can we do to put ourselves in a state where we're grateful, where we're feeling that way? And something we can do to kind of start things off with is, and this is kind of cheesy, I understand how this sounds, but just waking up in the morning and thinking of one or two things we're grateful for, and eventually journaling about things that we're grateful for. Like, I understand we can be in a situation where it's hard for us to feel happy, it's hard for us to feel grateful, but there's always something we can be grateful for. And there's always certain things that have happened in our lives that, yes, we can look at it and we can say, okay, this was really difficult and I gained nothing from it. But a lot of times there's lessons and there's things that we learn even from very difficult situations. And a lot of those times, the toughest lessons that I feel like we learn as humans is how to love ourselves. And a lot of times that comes from other people not being able to love us the way that we want to be loved, or the way that we feel like we deserve to be loved. And so self-love is a huge part in our own happiness with ourselves, and in our own sense of self-esteem, our own sense of self-confidence. Does that make sense, Stephanie? Okay, let's look at it. One card. Let's see what we can come up with here. I'll still do two. You've been waiting, and I appreciate that, and I don't want you to not have two cards. I'm just saying, it's a choice, in a way, and I just don't want you to, because when you ask me that question, you're giving me a lot of power to decide if you're going to be happy or not this year, and that shouldn't be up to me or the cards. That should be up to you. But let's look here. Will Stephanie... Let's see. I'm trying to think of how I can word this. Will Stephanie have a sense of happiness that she finds this year? So we have the Queen of Wands, and then we have the Empress in reverse. So the Queen of Wands upright is going to be a card of passion, a card of kind of like unbridled passion, or doing what we feel like we would want to do. This to me is like a freedom card. Like, a lot of times people can block us from being who we are or focusing on who we want to be, but this card is focusing on freedom and allowing ourselves to just do what it is that we feel like would be good. Hey, Arcana Rao. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Just subscribe for me and I'll put you on the list here. And remember, everyone, hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I go live or when I upload a video. Alright, thank you, Arcana. It's going to be a second, but you're on the list. So this card here, like I said, it's about freedom, not having inhibitions, and just sort of going after what it is that we want. The Empress in reverse, though, this is showing that we're still healing from something. Thumbs up to you too, Arcana. But when I see this card here, it's showing that we're still healing, we're still sort of focusing on the past, and it's going to take us a little bit of time to get out of this kind of way of thinking. The best thing I can say is keep on doing your healing work, okay? And I know these aren't the funnest things to hear, I get that, but there's things and there's resources on YouTube, there's books that can help us to understand what happiness is for us, because a lot of times we can have situations where other people or other how would you say it? We can have situations where other people or other events can make it so that we see ourselves differently from how we really are. This right here is showing that we're trying to take responsibility for what has happened in our past for us to fix ourselves. Not for us to take responsibility of what other people have done to us, but for us to take the responsibility to fix ourselves. I still feel like we're kind of on that road. This looks good though. Honestly, will you be happy this year? This looks really good. Because I'm seeing it as you taking the steps towards that. And even though this is a major arcana and it's in reverse, this isn't a bad one to have in reverse. This to me is just saying it's going to take some time. Just be gentle with yourself. It's not saying that you won't be happy this year, but it's saying that underneath that, sometimes that sadness or that sense of anxiety that we can carry with us, there is a lot of energy that can be used towards something, towards building a dream, or towards building something that's worthwhile. So I do feel like there's going to be a lot of reasons to be happy, but we sort of have to make that with ourselves too. And that's just kind of understanding where we're at in life and understanding that all we need to do to be successful in this life is just allow ourselves to be. That's it. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter where we are, or what we're doing. It matters how we feel. Our past or strength, yes. And hopefully that gives you some insight. But a lot of times in this world especially, we're told that we have to achieve something to be happy, and that's not the case. Society would have you believe that. Other people would have you believe that. But to me, real happiness is going to be enjoying the moment for what it is. You know, I view kids the way they are in the snow, the way they are when it's sunny outside. Like, they just allow themselves to be in the moment and to feel everything that they're feeling. And that to me is what happiness is. Just allowing ourselves to be. But as we grow up and our schooling system and different ways the world tries to treat us, it tries to put us into becoming a persona or a personality that we were never meant to be. And there's my cat. As soon as the screen turns blue, Yoshi comes around. Anyway. But we find our sense of happiness and our sense of self once again when we start using gentleness and we start treating ourselves with that same kind of respect. Okay, so I'll let you know when it's your turn, Arcana. So Nabrisha, are you still there? Awesome, there's Nabrisha. Okay. How does Denveres feel about me? Feel about Nabrisha? Let me look here. I'll just call them DV because I'm probably saying the name wrong. How does DV feel about Nabrisha? Or Nabresha? Probably Nabrisha, I'm thinking. I don't know. How do they feel about you? Let's look. the moon. Oh, okay. So I'm trying to put these in the camera's view. Okay, so we have the moon in reverse and the devil upright. So the devil doesn't mean the actual devil or anything like that. It just means there can be things that are blocking our sense of awareness. So I'm looking at this, and there could be some secrets that are being hidden here. There could be something that's being hidden, and I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to say that so that you'll pay for a reading or have more questions there. How I'm saying it is, this card is about illusion, okay? The moon is about illusions. When I see it in reverse, it's kind of like this person's holding on to a way of thinking that no longer serves them. But that's what I'm seeing here. And then the devil card in reverse, this card to me is about, or no, the devil card's upright. This card to me can be someone who's addicted to something. It can be someone who doesn't have the mental state like that's required for, maybe they're not in touch with their emotions. Could be something. I could be wrong with this, but the way I'm looking at this, it's like something's blocking them from feeling their emotions, or they could be addicted to a substance, or something's going on where they're not allowing themselves to feel, or maybe they're just addicted to work, or they're doing something where they're not allowing themselves time to think about things, right? Or they're just not in touch with their emotions. So I'm going to say this doesn't look like there's much of anything going on here, just because, I mean, yes, they're both major arcana, but neither one of these are necessarily emotional or about love, in my opinion. It's just kind of like, this one, I'm not feeling much of a connection here, Nabrisha. I'm sorry. Just not feeling much of a connection here. Hopefully I'm wrong, though, and if you're wanting a connection with this person, there's something there. Don't take what I say as gospel. But that's just what I'm getting. I'm thinking about it, Denise. We don't talk much. Okay. Yeah, so I would say, if possible, Nabrisha, move on to someone else eventually. This person here, it does seem like there's a disconnect. Denise, are you still thinking of doing this? Thank you, Denise. I'm thinking about it, but I'm actually going to be taking classes myself. This whole year is going to be nothing but spiritual classes for me. Eventually, it's going to be a ridiculous amount of spiritual classes. I'm probably going to be looking at, I'm thinking close to the end of the year, I'm probably going to be taking maybe 10 to 20 hours a week of just spiritual classes, lessons. I'm going to try to do as much as I can this year to get things going. All things spiritual, psychic, medium, remote viewing, energy healing, like the works. Eventually, though, I'd like to teach a class. I've got some people that I'd want to teach a class with, but I just don't feel like I'm there yet. I feel like I still have a ways to go. And I feel like the counseling part is good. I feel like I'm pretty good at that part. But I want to be able to meet people on different spiritual levels and bring out their latent abilities. And I can somewhat do that now, but I don't feel confident enough to have a class that's structured and ask people for money to do lessons just yet. But thank you, as always, Denise. You've always been my #1 supporter. If I do offer classes, I'll let you know. You'll be one of the first. But yeah, hopefully that helps. What was your question, Lady Libra? And again, Nabrisha, you are welcome. Thank you for waiting for your turn and being patient. I appreciate that. Can you tell me what my new jobs environment might be like? Okay, you're after Lady Libra, Arcana. So let me do Lady Libra's reading, and then you're up next. Can you tell me what my new jobs environment might be like? This one we can do a reading for, so let's do that. Let me go down here and look at that. Look at that. You guys have no idea how hard it is to turn this boom arm. And I don't want to have to keep tightening the thing, but I'm going to have to. Okay. All right, you're going to see part of my MacBook. Okay. It's a great honor, Lady Libra, to see part of the MacBook. You can't see the full thing because it ruins the illusion. Rosa says, can we talk after these 2 readings in live? Rosa, if we do that, I would have to charge if we did that, because I do need to make money. It would be up to you if you would like to do that. So you let me know if you would feel comfortable with that, and we could do like a Skype, not Skype. What do the youths use these days? Zoom, I guess. We could do like a Zoom call if you would want to. Anything private, though, I definitely do charge for. I charge for this too, but not a lot of paying customers tonight. But that's up to you, Rosa, if you would feel comfortable with that. We could do maybe $50 for an hour. I know that's kind of expensive, but yeah. I usually do 50 to 80 an hour. It just depends. Love it. I am taking lots of classes and would love to take your class when you're ready. You're really very talented. Well, thank you very much, Denise. Again, always appreciate it. Okay. Alright, let's do this here. Lady Libra, job environment. What will it look like? Okay, so we have the 9 of coins upright, and then we have the 9 of swords in reverse. Honestly, this is looking like it's going to be good. You might, in some ways, get in your own way a little bit. Maybe you might have assumptions, or you might make some sort of rash decisions regarding the workplace environment. This card, though, looks good. Like, the 9 of coins is a super good card to have. It shows independence. It shows financial stability. This is looking really, really good. The only thing is 9 of swords. This one is in reverse. So there just could be maybe jitters, or maybe something going on where we misjudge something. But honestly, your new work environment, I'm thinking, is going to be really good. There may be some things that you're hung up on, but I don't think they're going to be like earth-shattering things or anything. This is in reverse. So it's sort of like just being able to step out of your own way and being able to see a situation for what it is. Don't read into something that isn't there, is basically what I'm getting. But yeah, that looks good to me. So honestly, I think your new workplace environment is going to be great. The 9 of coins, this is like the perfect workplace card. This is the workplace card to get. So I'm seeing it being a very positive experience, Lady Libra. Okay, and Arcana, what was your question? There we go. I'm glad, Lady Libra. I'm glad it's exciting. And it doesn't. How much? Okay, so we can do one question, Arcana. So give me one question. That's 2 questions. And I don't do time frame questions usually, so you word your question just a little bit differently and we can go from there. Okay. Let's look here. And again, if anyone is wanting to do like kind of counseling like sessions or just talking, because I'm not a counselor, just kind of talking, I know it sounds awful that I charge, I get it, but just like anyone else that's spending their time doing something, I expect to be compensated for my time, you know. So and especially if it's a one-on-one thing, I want things to be professional. I don't want things to be like I'm there for you guys, I'm going to help you, I'm going to be there for you, but I'm not your buddy that does free things for you guys like that. I'm hoping that makes sense, just like with anyone else that would want to be paid for their time. Obviously you're getting something out of it too. I'll make sure to give you all of my attention. I'll make sure to try to address all of your areas that you're having concerns with, but hopefully that makes sense of why I would charge, just like with anyone else. Okay. Alright, let's do this here, and let's move on to how much do they love you? Let's see. This is interesting. Let's do this. Okay. Hey, Yoshi. There we go. Okay, so I've got the 9 of Cups upright, and then I have the 8 of Cups in reverse. So there's obviously some emotions here. Yeah, I'm not really sure how, so this card here is generally like walking away from a situation. I'm wondering if is there no contact? Have you guys stopped talking? Or is there like a walking away? Was there a breakup? Did something happen? But then I get the 9 of Cups, and so it still seems like there's a connection, or there's energy around this connection. But this card here is very odd to get with this. Yes, no contact. Okay, so then this card here, I can still feel there's a connection. Breakup. Okay, makes sense. All right. So this card here, I can still feel like there's a connection. It's just going to be something that's going to take... Oops, sorry. I touched my trackpad. Okay. It's just going to be something that's probably going to take some time. I'm hoping there's a reunion. There is still love here, it feels like, but it may be best to just let this connection, not let it go necessarily, but just let this connection sort of be in the background for the time being. Just because maybe there's things that need to be worked out, or maybe there's kind of alone time that needs to be taken. How much does he love you? I wish I could quantify this question. This looks like quite a bit. It looks like there's a lot of energy here toward love, so I would say there's still a connection. This is a good card to have. This is one of the best cards you can have in terms of like a relationship card. But just where there is a breakup, it just makes me think like the energy is very, very confused around this person. There's emotions, there's something here, there's connection, but I don't know how to quantify it into how much do they love you. It seems like there is a connection. It seems like there is love, but the breakup part, that's the part that's difficult for me to kind of understand. But it does seem like there's still connection here, Arcana. So hopefully that gives you something. It looks positive, but yeah, yeah. Hopefully that helps. Okay, so everybody, I've been live for quite a while. You're very welcome, Arcana. Thank you. I've been live for a while. I'm thinking I'm going to sign off for the night, but hopefully everyone has a good night. And if you want to, on some of my other videos, I don't think it's on this one, but on some of my other videos, I have a way you can reach me. Just ChanceMadsen1@gmail.com. If you guys are wanting to do a more private session, talk about things, the counseling, doing some energy work, whatever it is we can try and do, and just kind of go from there. But I will talk to you guys later, and we'll go from there, okay? So everyone, take care. I might be on tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'm still kind of getting things kind of set up in my schedule, but everybody take care, and I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Good night, Lady Libra, Arcana, Rosa, Denise, Nabrisha, whoever is still here. Good night, you guys. I appreciate you guys stopping by, and I will see you guys later.